morning students. Today I am going to show you a Java program that will accept the name, gender and hobbies of a person and then append them to a text area. So we begin with the interface design as shown in this slide. The interface design consists of three labels which are for name, gender and hobbies. Let's name these labels as JLabel1 for name, JLabel2 for gender and JLabel3 for hobbies using the property window. Then there is a text field corresponding to the label called name. Let's name this text field as JTextField1. Then there are two radio buttons which are for male and female. Let's name these radio buttons as JRadioButton1 for male and JRadioButton2 for female. Then there are four checkboxes which are for reading, sports, painting and technology. Let's name these checkboxes as JCheckbox1 for reading, JCheckbox2 for sports, JCheckbox3 for painting and JCheckbox4 for technology. Then there is a button with the text add. Let's name this button as JButton1. Then at the bottom of the interface design there is a rectangular shaped text area control. Let's name this text area control as JTextArea1. Now I will explain you the workflow of this interface design. Once you enter the name in the text field and choose gender to be either male or female using the radio button and then choose the hobbies by ticking the checkboxes, click the add button. On doing that, an event is generated which will display the name, gender and the hobbies from the controls into the rectangular text area control. Consider the Java program in this slide. The first line, string s equal to white space within inverted quote followed by semicolon, assigns a white space character to the string variable s. We need this variable to hold the values for name, gender and hobbies. Then in the next two lines, we have set the radio buttons to be initially deselected or unselected. That is done through the statements JRadioButton1 .setSelected false, which deselects the radio button male, and then JRadioButton2 .setSelected false, which deselects the radio button female. So initially both of these radio buttons remain unselected. Then in the next line we have added the text name to the string variable s along with the text extracted from the text field called JTextField1. This is done using the statement s equal to s plus name, where name is within inverted quote, plus JTextField1 dot get text followed by a semicolon. That means the variable s, which was initially assigned a white space character, will now contain the text name along with the content from the text field called JTextField1. Now let's take an example. If you enter name as Apache in the text field called JTextField1, then what gets stored in the variable s is the text name followed by the content that is extracted from the text field, that is Apache. So name : Apache gets stored in the variable s. Then come to the next line. From there you have a list of if conditions which checks whether a particular radio button is selected or not. If the radio button corresponding to male is selected, then the ifs condition corresponding to the JRadioButton1 gets executed, and the statement if JRadioButton1 dot is selected holds true. which adds the text gender along with the content of the first radio button, which is mailed to the variable s. As a result, the variable s will contain the value name, which is Apache, and gender, which is male. In short, the variable s will contain the value name Apache, gender male. But if the radio button corresponding to female is selected, then the if condition corresponding to JRadio button 2 gets executed, and the statement if JRadio button 2 dot is selected holds true, which adds the text gender along with the content of the second radio button, which is female, to the variable s. As a result, the variable s will instead hold the value name Apache, gender female. Then after the set of these radio button if statements, next in the Java program shows the checkbox if statements. This set of if statements checks whether a particular checkbox is selected or not. Now, if you choose the checkbox reading to be ticked, then the if condition corresponding to the first checkbox gets executed. That is, the if condition corresponding to J checkbox 1 gets executed, and the statement if J checkbox 1 dot is selected holds true, which adds the text hobbies along with the content of the first checkbox, which is the text reading, to the variable s. Now let's say if Apache is the name entered, female is the gender selected, and reading as the hobby ticked, then the variable s will hold the value name Apache, gender female, and hobby is reading. After that, this content that is stored in the variable s will appear in the text area using the statement jtextarea1 dot set text, then within bracket s. This statement is in the last line of the Java code, and it puts the content of the string variable s into the text area control.